If you've ever felt your pulse thudding while your mind swears everyone can hear it, you already know the shape of social anxiety. When people say silence is golden, they're not thinking about the kind of silence that fills your chest in a crowded room. It isn't a dislike of people. It's the dread of being seen and misread at the same time. Social anxiety is not the same as shyness. It's a pattern in the nervous system, a hyper-alert brain scanning for threat in ordinary moments makes a casual interaction feel like a spotlight is fixed on you. There's another reason it hurts so much. The brain partially treats rejection like physical pain. The circuits that register a burned finger overlap with those that register, "I don't belong here." It's one reason social fear can feel physically sharp, and why relief can be so powerful. In moments that matter, attention flips inward. You watch yourself, as if from the outside. To cope, you deploy safety behaviors, rehearsing every sentence, avoiding eye contact, keeping it short, apologizing for existing. Those moves are understandable, but they backfire. They keep you focused on threat signals inside your body, blind you to friendly cues in the room, and prevent you from discovering that you're safer than you think. Dropping these safety behaviors and redirecting attention outward reduces anxiety and changes the experience in real time. Then there's a cruel mental trick many of us try. Calm down. Don't be anxious. The more you try to suppress an inner state, the more it rebounds. This ironic process of mental control. Under pressure, the mind keeps checking whether the unwanted feeling is gone, and, in checking, it brings it back. So if you've ever tried to will your nerves into disappearing and felt them surge, you weren't weak. You were human. So how do we heal? First, with methods that retrain the brain, not just persuade it. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. You don't white-knuckle your way through. You practice tiny, specific experiments that disconfirm the story, "If they see me, I'll be rejected." Over time, prediction errors accumulate, alarms quiet, and confidence becomes evidence-based rather than forced. Second, we work with attention and embodiment. Mindfulness-based programs teach you to notice anxious sensations without obeying them, and to shift from harsh self-critique to present-moment observing. Mindfulness can reduce reactivity and even alter activity in self-referential brain networks, the circuitry that fuels that spotlight effect. Slow, paced breathing helps too. It steadies autonomic arousal and signals the body that you're not in danger. Third, we widen the emotional stance. Acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, invites you to carry anxiety with you while you move toward what matters: belonging, contribution, love, rather than waiting to feel fearless first. And self-compassion isn't a soft extra. It's a regulatory skill. Treating yourself like you would a good friend is linked to less anxiety and more resilience, even when you account for self-criticism. Fourth, we remember that regulation is social. Humans calm each other. Holding a trusted person's hand damped the brain's threat response. That's not weakness. That's mammalian wiring doing its job. When you borrow steadiness from another nervous system, a friend, a partner, a compassionate therapist, you're practicing co-regulation, the same principle of science of safety. Now let's make this practical. If social anxiety is a loop of inward attention, self-protection, and misinterpretation, the way out is gentle, repeatable, and behavioral. Micro-exposures with purpose. Pick a challenge, do it on purpose, and write down what actually happened to you, not what you fear. Ask one genuine question in a meeting. Let a pause sit for 3 seconds. Repeat until it becomes boring. Drop one safety behavior at a time. Keep the conversation going 5 seconds longer without rehearsing the next line. Maintain soft eye contact for 1 sentence. Allow your hands to be still rather than hidden. You're teaching your brain, "I can be seen and be safe." Train attention outward. Before you speak, name 3 details in the room: the color of someone's glasses, the sound of the air vent, a book on the shelf. Attention placed out there leaves less energy for monitoring in here. Regulate the body first. Use a 4-second inhale and a 6-second exhale for 2 minutes before a call. Feel both feet on the floor. Relax your jaw. You're not fixing thoughts. You're changing the state that thoughts arise in. Practice compassionate self-talk. Swap. What's wrong with me? For what's happening in me right now? And what do I need? Jot a 3-line note to yourself after a tough interaction as if you were writing to a friend. That tone is not indulgence. It's performance enhancing for the social brain. Finally, a word about belonging. We connect not by performing flawlessness, but by risking being real. Perfection chases approval. Presence invites relationships. The moment you allow small, honest imperfection into the room, people recognize themselves in you. And that is where trust begins. If social anxiety has narrowed your life, please hear this. Your sensitivity is not a defect. It's untrained talent. It makes you perceptive to tone, nuance, and need. With practice, that same sensitivity becomes a gift in leadership, friendship, and love. You don't have to wait to be fearless to belong. You can belong as you practice. Take one small step this week, then another. And if your voice shakes, bring it anyway. That's not failure. That's courage doing reps. Before you go, make your feed a training plan, not a trigger. Subscribe if you want your nervous system to be calmer a month from now than it is today. Tap like so YouTube actually brings you the next video and pushes this to others who need it. And share this. Your message could be someone's first breath of relief. Join us. We're building the internet's most compassionate lab for self-improvement.